So while it still might not be summer yet, and Super Soaker battles are still a little ways off for most of North America, this guy is out on Target shelves. Is it worth 15 bucks? So the shotgun was obviously incredibly devastating, particularly in like Season 1 Fortnite, but the question is, does the molding hold up and is it any decent in Super Soaker battles? Well, we're going to find out. So I don't think that this is going to be using the CPS technology, which is a real shame. Hasbro has recently brought back the classic kind of Super Soaker feel and performance, which is infinitely turbo better than the stuff that they're launching now. The Fortnite TS has fill the tank, pump to fire, which tells me this is going to be a pretty straight plunger style blaster. And then somewhere on here, hopefully it has a capacity listed, and it doesn't look like it does. So I guess we'll measure that outside under the sun while we get some first-person footage for you. But the only other thing to mention is that we've got all of our Epic Games accoutrement here, which is why this costs the same amount for me to purchase it at Target as the Super Soaker 100. And I can tell you right now that the Super Soaker XP 100 is an infinitely better buy. It's just better technology, and if I guess Fortnite branding to you is super duper precious and important, then you're going to have to decide if it's worth having an inherently worse soaker. But we are going to check it out from an ergonomics perspective, and then we'll take it outside, put it through its paces. That's not particularly useful, and yuck. Okay, so in an effort to go as cartoony as they possibly could, they dramatically shrunk the handle here. We've got no paint on this side and only light paint on this side, so it only really looks good from this angle. It might have modification potential in terms of like putting another... It doesn't. Unless you still have a Secret Strike Pocket Blaster, an SSPB, you know the one. Then you're not going to want to do anything with this, but no trigger to speak of at all. This is literally just a piston blaster with a small reserve tank here in the back, designed to help you live out your Fortnite fantasies. Let's see what it looks like in POV.
All right, so I'm not saying that I expect to be disappointed by this, but we have 8 cups or 2 quarts or 4 pints of water here. You can convert that to milliliters at your leisure. We're going to see how much the capacity of this is, minus some very necessary spillage here. And the Fortnite pump shotgun holds barely over a cup and a half of water. So that's not a whole lot of capacity. That said, I imagine that our stream here, once we fill the plunger, okay, so not terrible, except this grip is so bad, you're pushing forward and literally pulling it out of your hand. I guess if you really choke up into that, there you go. So just like the pump shotgun in the game, this is a close range battler. And it's empty already. So this one's tough to recommend, boys. Like, low capacity costs much more than it should. And in a world where vintage Super Soakers are coming back and you could get a decent soaker at this price point, I think this one's a pretty hard pass, all things considered. But not terrible, just not exciting or great. There are better Super Soaker options out there. And again, like nothing beats having an actual trigger. So, and it's empty so fast. That's pretty much the review, guys. Barely holds over a cup of water. Empties itself rather quickly. Not particularly comfortable. And while performance is okay for the some odd 8 shots that you get out of it, maybe it's just trying to be game accurate, eh? That's my take on it. I think that this one's a strong pass. I highly recommend checking out my Super Soaker XP 100 video if you're looking for a soaker this season and you're not completely Fortnite obsessed. But that's my take on it. Much love, Nerf on, Drac out.